Hey guys, what's up? Surmo11 here. Today I'll be doing a predictions video on the Pokemon Presents that is coming out on Tuesday, July 22nd. Now, the Pokemon Company actually announced this very far in advance for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Could it be to measure expectations, or could it be to exceed expectations? Like, is this going to be a big event? I don't really think so. They usually don't do, or I would say recently they have not done 2 Pokemon Presents in 1 year. I think it was a little bit more common a couple years ago, maybe during Sun and Moon or perhaps Sword and Shield. We would get maybe 2 Pokemon Presents within a year, a deeper dive into a game or something like that. But recently, there hasn't really been any of that. So I took some notes. This is going to be an informal video, but I took some notes and I'm going to just kind of go off of those notes. So I think that they will show more of Pokemon Legends ZA. Obviously, that's probably the most important Pokemon information to come out for this year. And if you follow Pokemon on like Twitter or like Facebook or any of their social media, they've been using the exact same clips from the Pokemon Legends ZA trailer from back in February. So I don't know how marketing works or if this is just how it's set up, but they are not showing any new footage on social media, and it seems like they want the new footage to be shown in a Pokemon Presents. So I imagine the marketing on Twitter, Facebook, all of their social media will change as soon as this trailer comes out, and we'll start to see more of those new clips and all of that being used in the marketing. So for Pokemon Legends ZA, I am predicting there will be more gameplay. I just want to see like the player walking around the city. I want to see more of the battles. I imagine they'll go deeper into the battling system because it's something very different and new for Pokemon to have an active battling system. I think the only game that had that was Pokepark. I've never played that, so I don't really know that much about it. And obviously this has to be deep enough to be a system that you play for the entirety of the game, so who knows what's going on with that. I just want to see more of what's going on, what Pokemon are playable, so we'll probably see some old Pokemon, and people will point out all the old Pokemon in the trailer. I'm also expecting a bit of the story, not everything, but like more of what's going on, more than just you're entering this event and fighting other trainers, and AZ is around, and there's this company that probably is the villains, maybe not, what else is going on? Maybe you and your rival are childhood friends or something like that. I don't know. As far as Pokemon reveals, I'm expecting at least 1 new Pokemon. So that could be something like a brand new Pokemon that we have never seen before. Or it could be like a regional form or something like that. Like, hey, this Charmander can swim or something. Or it could be an evolution of a previously existing Pokemon. We could see like, I don't really have anything. I know the starters are probably getting new evolutions. I'm pretty sure that's a given, but we're definitely probably going to see some evolutions for other Pokemon. So just seeing like one of those would be cool. And there's going to be new Mega Evolutions. I'm expecting them to only show maybe 2. I think that they don't want to show all of those at once. They're probably adding quite a few since Megas are back, at least for this video game. So they're probably adding a few Megas. Again, another thing, it's like I don't know which Pokemon should get Megas. I'm sure there are people out there like, you know what, this Pokemon has horrible stats, it deserves a Mega form. I don't know if they think about it like that at the Pokemon or at Game Freak. So I think the topic of thinking about or speculating what megas the Pokemon Company or Game Freak would do, it's a little bit of a difficult thing because I don't really know what the criteria is. Because I'm thinking like they could just be like, "Hey, we really love this Pokemon. This Pokemon's cool. Let's give it a Mega Evolution." There are a few Pokemon that are probably going to get Mega Evolutions. I'm imagining Feraligatr, Meganium, and is it Emboar? Is that the final evolution? Yeah, Emboar. So I'm imagining those getting Megas, and I would think that Greninja, Delphox, and I actually don't know the final evolution of Chespin. I do not like Chespin. I picked it as my starter, and I hated it, so I don't know. Is it Chestnut or something like that? I think. Yeah, so I imagine those might get Megas because it's kind of weird that those Pokemon came from Generation 6, yet they didn't get the mechanic that was introduced in the game. It's very odd. Greninja getting a Mega is just kind of like they're not using Ash Greninja, and I think the way Ash Greninja was described, it's kind of like Mega Evolution. It's kind of not. So it's something different. I imagine they just want to introduce something that's separate from Ash, something they can just do whenever. So really, they could do Ash Greninja whenever, but they don't do it. But so yeah, Mega Greninja, I think that would be cool, and just kind of like a different design, you know. Charizard and Mewtwo got 2 different Megas. Maybe some other Pokemon will get different Mega Evolutions as well. That would be cool. I don't think they would do that with the starters. That's a lot of different Pokemon. Notice the Charizard was the only one that got one, so maybe we could see something special, something popular like Greninja could maybe get an X and Y form, but they're probably not going to go too crazy with that. So let's go ahead and move on. I think they might show some mobile games. I don't know, because I almost would imagine that this Direct or this Pokemon Presents would be more focused on Pokemon Legends ZA, because obviously that is what is important. But there's always stuff coming up for the mobile games, and I see nothing wrong with advertising it. I see a lot of videos where they kind of like downplay the mobile games or kind of like insult the mobile games. They're like, oh, it's going to be 10 minutes of mobile games and then 2 minutes of stuff we actually care about. It's like, let's calm down here. I don't really get the hate for mobile games. I play some mobile games. Pokemon ones are probably the main ones I play, but I do play mobile games, and some mobile games aren't really that different from regular games, and these days they're kind of the same thing, so I don't get why people hate on them, but you know, you do you, I suppose. It's just kind of a weird thing, and some of these people have been doing it for years, so it's just very odd. But Pokemon TCG Pocket, that is one of their bigger mobile games. It seems like everyone was so excited. Oh, I'm gonna play this all the time. I play it every day. I open up packs, and then now you see people, and it's like they don't do that as much. And I understand that's just kind of what happens, but I don't like when people act so excited about something and then they don't stick with it. You know, why were you sticking with it at the beginning, but now you can't stick with it? I was sticking with Pokemon TCG Pocket. I just ran into a situation where something outside is why I haven't checked Pokemon TCG Pocket as much. I'm still checking it here and there. I was playing it a lot. I like playing it. It's just kind of like, I do wish there was more in the game. I understand that it's like, oh, it's pretty. It looks good. There's opening up these packs. It's so satisfying. You know, the animation. Wow. But I just wish there was more going on. Maybe even some sort of like single player campaign. I understand that they do like single player sometimes for unlocking certain cards, but that's very like repetitious. So I don't know. And it's like, oh, you have to do like, I might be exaggerating, but it's like, oh, you might have to do like 20 matches or something, and you can finally unlock the card, the star of this set or whatever. So not the biggest fan of that. I like doing it here and there, but it does take up a lot of time, and I end up playing more matches than I want to. But anyways, I think they'll show off some sort of new pack. I think the Eevee pack started recently, but they could just be like, hey, this is coming in the future because people like this game. You might as well market it. They don't market TCG Live for some reason. I don't know why. So I imagine less people play that. So let's at least market this. And maybe some sort of new mode would be cool. I would personally like a single player campaign, but I imagine that people might want some sort of like, I don't even know what the TCG does because I play only the phone apps, but I don't know, like double battles if they have that, or that could be something that would be cool to introduce, like 2-on-2. Or maybe just introducing the actual Pokemon TCG into Pokemon TCG Pocket, which might not make sense to some people because there's already an app for it, and people like this quicker format. I think the quicker format is okay, but you can definitely set up things a little bit more in the original game. So if people want to try that out, maybe they should try it out. You can download TCG Live, or it would be cool if they added it to TCG Pocket. Moving on to Pokemon Masters, the one I know the most about. So, recently Ethan and Silver got ARC suits. If you don't know what that is, they've kind of like started coming up with their own original skins for characters, and these ARC suits are like powers or something that have been bestowed upon the trainers, and Ethan and Silver are the newest ones to get these uniforms, and they're also like part of the story mode. Cynthia's gotten one, Steven, Lance, some other characters. So we have that. They could just promote it because it just happened. It just happened like 2 days ago. I haven't pulled on them yet. I don't have enough gems at the moment, but I'm probably going to at least pull on Ethan. I would like to pull on Silver too. I think they're going to give out some free gems as well, so I might be able to pull on both of them. You don't have to spend any money in the game. A lot of people think you have to like spend money in mobile games, and then like people will be like, you don't have to, but people will still complain because they're like, they're trying to trick you, they're trying to mind control you into spending more money on the game. You don't have to spend money. They give you plenty of free gems. Just check in every day. Play the stuff they're putting out. It doesn't take that long. It might take like 5 to 10 minutes to play every day. It's not a big deal, but people seem to think like that's a problem. And it's not just Pokemon Masters. I don't know if people bring up those concerns with Masters as much. It's more so like some of the even bigger mobile games, or like some of the newer ones. People are just kind of like, I have to spend money. No one's telling you to spend money. Put your credit card away. You don't have to do that. So, I don't know. They could probably show off some new units or something if they have any new units coming up. I don't know what they would announce at this point. There's a lot of characters that are not in Masters, but I don't really know who they're going to bring. I think they have most of Kanto, or they might have all of Kanto. They have, I think most of Black and White, or all of Black and White. Black and White gets a lot of love in Masters for whatever reason. So I personally would like to see more Legends Arceus or Arceus characters, but what do they say now? Arceus? I would like to see more Legends Arceus characters, but I don't see that happening. They've been kind of slow on those characters for whatever reason, so I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm thinking maybe more Scarlet and Violet characters. We can maybe see, spoiler alert, I guess that's all I could say, because it just ruins the game if I say any more, but maybe we could see spoiler alert, or we could see more of the gym leaders. We already have Gita in the game, so maybe the Elite Four. They have Larry. Excuse me. They have Larry in there. I think they just added Samson Oak from Sun and Moon. So, I mean, if we're adding Samson Oak, we can add whoever. So, add in some of the professors. You could add in the Black and White professor if she's not already in the game, or add in her father. I don't know. You know. There's plenty of people that can still be introduced that are trainers, so I'm looking forward to whoever they introduce. Pokemon Champions. I swear I've done this video before, but maybe I haven't. But Pokemon Champions, because I thought I did this video and I thought I forgot to talk about Champions, but I could be wrong. But Pokemon Champions would be cool to get more information on that. I imagine there will be more information on that because we only had that short trailer. There's no gameplay. What is Pokemon Champions? I personally would prefer like a world that you can walk around and stuff and explore. Maybe like having a little bit like of its own world while also having like the battling competitive aspect to it. I think that would make it a lot better than just being like a Pokemon battling simulator. But people are expecting all of the I don't know what you would call it, the game mechanics, you know, so Mega Evolution, Z moves, Dynamax, Gigantamax, Terastallization, or Terastallizing. Yeah, they're expecting to have all that in one game because I think the trailer showed Terastallizing and Mega Evolution, so this could be something where they could change up the competitive format. The Pokemon are not linked to a generation. They're not linked to a generation. So you could just do whatever. You could say like, hey, we're going to be using this for tournaments now. We're going to have a Mega Evolution tournament. We're going to have a Dynamax tournament. We're going to have Z moves or whatever. I think that's a good idea because they can just kind of do whatever and they can keep Pokemon active forever. Let's say in like, I don't know, 10 years, Sword and Shield no longer goes online because the Switch Online has disappeared or whatever, or it's gone. So we can do something in Pokemon Champions where you can still Dynamax, you can still Gigantamax, and those Pokemon aren't stuck on Sword and Shield. And this also could lead to maybe a format with all the Pokemon involved, and you don't have to have them all in one game. Maybe Champions is where they are all in one game, and then maybe the maybe Generation 10 is where we have 500 of the Pokemon. We'll introduce we'll introduce another 100 in the first part of the DLC. In the second part of the DLC, we'll introduce another 100. You know, something like that. But I don't think they're gonna have all the Pokemon in one game ever, as people are expecting. Maybe outside of Champions, but that's like all speculation. That is all speculation. But that's what I think Champions could be. And I just think that walking around and stuff, maybe having its own region would make it more, even more exciting for people to want to play it. I would like that especially. So, Pokemon Unite, I haven't played in a while. I like Pokemon Unite. If I knew more people that were playing it more actively, I would play it. I kind of, with Pokemon Unite, I'll like go back to it. Maybe a few months within the year and play it for a little bit. I like Pokemon Unite. I think the problem is just kind of like it never really like expanded beyond its original mode. I know they add like certain stages and there are other modes that cycle out, but it's not really enough. I just don't know why they're doing this. Why aren't they adding more modes? Why aren't they doing like what's something else they could do? I've been told like the Chinese version has like, or I've learned the Chinese version has like its own different stuff. It has like a chess mode or something. Apparently you can walk around in the Chinese version of the game, so why not just take all that stuff and put it in the international version of the game? But some games are like really popular in China. I believe Pokemon Quest has like a bunch of different new Pokemon and such in the Chinese version of the game. So some stuff just blows up in China. I guess they like playing some video games over there. I know they don't get every video game in China, so I don't know. Maybe they latched on to Unite and Quest, and yeah. I think people have said that Mega Evolution is coming to Pokemon Unite. It's already in there. I think, yeah, Mewtwo probably has it. But someone said that Rayquaza and Groudon have been removed, I guess, from their points on the stage. So people are thinking that those could be coming to Pokemon Unite, and they'll probably have Mega Evolution. So that could be cool. And I know Latios and Latias just came to the game, so we could see new stuff. Be cool if they did some more Ultra Beasts or some more starters. I do expect all the starters to be in at some point, so that's more to speculate on. Okay, so Pokemon Go is an interesting one because I haven't played that much of Pokemon Go. I've been playing it more recently, and I just kind of got into it. So if they were to show off some stuff for Pokemon Go, I would better understand it and see why it's exciting and everything. But the thing with Pokemon Go is that they put Pokemon into Pokemon Go very slowly, or I guess it's better to say in small amounts. They put Pokemon in Pokemon Go in small amounts. So really, they could announce anything. They could just be like, hey, this Pokemon from this generation is coming, or Z moves are coming, because they didn't do Z moves. I noticed they didn't do Z moves. They did Megas. There's some Dynamax and Gigantamax, which I haven't really gotten that much into, but I think Z moves could be cool, and I think they could find a way to implement them into the game. I don't know why they haven't. They could do some sort of crystal or something, or I don't know, you have to walk with the Pokemon to unlock the Z move. I don't know. I think they could definitely do something with that, so that could be pretty cool. Maybe they could announce the community day for next month, or some sort of upcoming event. There's stuff to do with Pokemon Go. It's just kind of like hard to predict as someone who's just getting into it, and there's still a lot of Pokemon that are not in Pokemon Go, so that can make it a little bit complicated. So Pokemon Concierge, I loved Pokemon Concierge. They might show some footage from Season 2. I don't know if they will or not, but you know, they've had a lot of time to work on it. I think there was a preview with Netflix a couple months ago, so maybe they have more to show there. The episodes are really short, so I imagine they don't want to go too crazy. I don't know, they're like 10 minutes, or is it 15 minutes or something? They're very short, or they might be 5 minutes. I think they might be 10 minutes, I don't know. Pokemon Sleep, I don't know that much about this. I've played a little bit of Pokemon Sleep, but I noticed my phone was getting very hot under the pillow. I think you're supposed to put it on the table or something. I don't know, but either under your pillow or on the table. But the phone was getting really hot, and it's kind of hard for a phone to charge if it's doing something intensive for hours, or really just any period of time. It can be hard to charge because the app or the game might be using more power than the power that's being like charged, if that makes sense. I don't know what they could announce. I don't know. New Pokemon. Mega Snorlax. I don't know. There's no Mega Snorlax, but that would be cool. They could highlight Pokemon Coliseum. I've never played these games. I've heard they're really good. Someone offered to let me borrow their copy. Didn't do that. I don't like borrowing stuff from people. I don't want to like mess around and like break something, but I'd like to try these games out, and this would probably be the only time that I would get the expansion pack for the Nintendo Switch, because I'd like to play these games, and I don't think there are any other GameCube games I'd like to play. It'd be cool to get like the Animal Crossing DLC for a period of time. I think you pay for like a year or something, right? Yeah, you pay for a year, so getting that for a year, that would bring me back to Animal Crossing. I don't know what else they give out, but there's not really any GameCube stuff I want to try out. But I think just for like my overall benefit, it might be good to wait until there's more stuff on the GameCube and I can just try out stuff. Not really stuff I want to play, because I already don't play the online app. But I know there's some stuff on there like Paper Mario, the original Paper Mario, I think is on there. That's what, N64 or something. So there's maybe a few things that I could try out that I've never played. And then they have like the Game Boy Advance. I've never played Super Mario or Mario and Luigi. What is it? Superstar Saga? I've never played that. So that would be cool to try out. And that's really all I can think about for that one. So, spin-offs. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I think, is the most likely one that they could do. I'd like to see a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I don't know why they aren't yearly anymore, or at least like generational. Were they ever yearly? They were generational, I think. So I think a new Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, a new Mystery Dungeon game, and I think getting back into releasing at least one per generation, maybe two. That would be cool. I don't think Pokemon Ranger could work. I think I've talked about this already. But some people were like, oh, you can use the Nintendo Switch 2 for Pokemon Ranger. I don't agree with that. Please bring the stylus back, or do not do a new Mystery Dungeon or a new Ranger. I don't want Ranger where I have to like take the Joy-Con and like spin it on circles on my jeans or on my table or something. I don't want that. But maybe a new Pokemon Conquest. People like that. I haven't played it yet. Or just a new spinoff. A new spinoff would be cool, but I would prefer something that's like story based. I don't know if Pokepark has a story. I could be like, hey, Pokepark doesn't have a story, and someone's like, actually, there's a story in Pokepark. So I don't know about that, but I personally am not really interested in Pokepark. And if it does have a story, I apologize, but I would like something maybe more story intensive, like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, like the second games in the series. Explorers of Darkness, Explorers of Time, Explorers of Sky. Those games have stories. Some people are thinking there's something music related coming. I'm not interested in that. I know some people out there like music. I don't really care. I like the music in Pokemon, but it's not something I would purchase or listen to just because. The preview for the Pokemon Presents on July 22nd showed Pikachu, and someone said like a DJ table or something. I didn't know what that was when I was looking at it. I was like, is Pikachu inside a console or something? I don't know what that is. But yeah, music, new music spinoff or something, I guess. Would not want that, but they seem to have moved away from Mystery Dungeon for a little bit. I know they did a remake, but that really doesn't count because they could have made a new one at this point. So now I'm going to be talking about stuff that you might have been thinking about, but stuff that I think is not coming in this event. I don't think there will be any remakes. It seems like remakes are per console, I believe. So the last remakes we had were the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then before that were the Ruby and Sapphire. Some people think like, oh, there's gonna be more remakes. I don't know about that. Maybe in a year or two for the Nintendo Switch 2, but at the moment I don't see any remakes. I don't know how they're gonna do the Black and White 2 remakes. Like, would they actually do like, well, we'll do Black and White, and then maybe in like maybe next year we'll do Black and White 2, or would they do them together, or would they actually like they could do like 2 per generation, or they could do like one this generation and one the next generation. That'd be kind of crazy, but it would also help on like slowing down the remakes. And I think Generation 6 is probably as far as they should go with remakes. I don't want anything remade after that. The other games are pretty modern, so, you know. I mean, really, Generation 6 is still kind of modern, but they could probably do some more with that if they wanted to, and maybe redesign some things, and maybe make Lumio City easier to explore. But there's no Generation 10 coming. I don't know why people think Generation 10 is coming. I think they would do that blowout for Pokemon Day, and I think that they don't want to overshadow Legends ZA, because people will definitely see Pokemon Generation 10 as more important. So some people view Legends as side games. Legends are not side games. People try to express that, and you know, people like once they get proven wrong, it's like, you know what I mean, you know, these aren't main games. They are main games. What makes them different? There's new Pokemon, there's a place to explore. It's probably going to take you like 20 something hours, just like any other Pokemon game, but oh, there's not like 150 new Pokemon. There's not a whole region to explore. We're just exploring a city. That's crazy. Okay, that's crazy. Let's Go isn't a main game either. Okay, because it has the Pokemon Go controls. I don't get it, but you do you. No TCG Live. I brought this up earlier. They just don't promote it. I don't know why they don't promote it. I kind of like the TCG Live more than TCG Pocket, just because it's like, why do you need this? Well, it's like, why do you need this to be made simpler? But I kind of understand. TCG is a little complicated. It might take you a few tries to understand it, but it's not that bad. I promise it's not that bad. If you can play Pocket, which I imagine this is their logic, if you can play Pocket, you can probably understand the regular games, the regular TCG. I don't think any old games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I know people constantly predict this, but I think that if it would have happened, it would have happened by now, and it hasn't happened. So yeah, there's no old games coming. I could be proven wrong, but that's just my opinion. It's cool if I am wrong, but I don't know why they haven't put them on there. They just haven't. Maybe they want money or something. Maybe they want people to pay for them, but I doubt they would re-release those games, but they could, I guess. Maybe they want to release them on their own, which I think is completely fine. Put them out for $10. I'm sure people are thinking actually, how about $5? Those old games, but let's let them get some money. So I would say $10 each would be fine. I'm not gonna buy them, but you do you. I don't see any Detective Pikachu coming. I saw some people predicting Detective Pikachu. I don't see how they can make a sequel to the movie. And as far as Detective Pikachu goes, I don't know. I don't play the games. I haven't played the game. I played the demo and I was like, this is too easy. I was kind of hoping for Phoenix Wright levels of gameplay, but I didn't get that. I got something that made me talk to everyone, and it seemed very obvious who did what, and I don't know why people like it. Maybe it gets more complicated later on. If you played Detective Pikachu and it gets more complicated later on, please tell me. I saw someone predicting I think a Pokemon movie or something, because there hasn't been one in a while. I don't know if they're doing those anymore. I guess COVID messed up production, and then they just kind of stopped doing them. I know they did The Power of Us and the Jungle. I don't remember the Jungle movie one, but I haven't watched that one either, because I used to watch the movies on TV, but there's no place to air them anymore, because it's not on Disney anymore. It's not on Cartoon Network. I think The Power of Us aired on Disney. Was that X and Y, or was that Sun and Moon? That was Sun and Moon. Yeah, Sun and Moon didn't have any movies related to the region. Marshadow was in I Choose You, but Marshadow is obviously a lowland Pokemon, not a Cantonian Pokemon. So, yeah. And then I know there was that leak. Well, not really a leak. Stolen information, really. About an old, scrapped Pokemon movie idea. I don't think that's coming, but that would be cool if that was coming. I don't know if they're gonna do any more movies, but it would be cool to see Liko and Roy getting their own films. But I just don't really see a movie coming at this point. But yeah, I've probably talked your ears off, talked your head off, or whatever. I've talked about a lot today, and during the recordings, I don't know if you can tell, but I had to take some breaks during recording this, and I realized I did do a predictions video, because I feel like I'm repeating some of this stuff, and I was scrolling through my videos and I didn't see it because I had used some the Clement picture in the thumbnail, so I kind of just glossed over it because I was looking for something from Legends ZA, but it's fine. Hopefully I talked about something new in this video. If not, you get 2 Pokemon Presents videos, and this one's a lot longer. So thank you so much for watching. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surmo11. See you next time, and peace out. Be sure to tell me in the comments what Pokemon information you're looking forward to. Hopefully it's a great event. I'm looking forward to it. I don't want to be disappointed, and I hope that they don't just show Legends ZA. I hope they show more than that, but we'll see. Bye.